Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Shabbat Shalom. Today, na number 18 day, Saturday, for this month of March 2023. My name na Capo Daniel, Mr. No Koni, una own countryman, Ambazonian FBI. I don come again once more with our daily podcast, a program where we dey bring una the truth, we dey bring una fact-based analysis for help we as we work out for this journey to our freedom towards the independence of Ambazonia. Fellow good people of Ambazonia, today topic for this podcast will be titled Helplessness and Hope. Have you felt helpless? Have you felt powerless to do something about the injustice that are faced by the people of Ambazonia? We have received tons of messages, anonymous, people we know, people we didn't know, people we thought were enemies, and people we thought were friends. All of them across the globe. Ambazonians, refugees, asylum seekers, IDPs, lawyers, call it, name it, all of them, unanimous. What should you do to Moja Moja? The verdict is in. The people cried, kill him. From north to south, west to east, Ambazonians have unanimously demanded that Moja Moja should be neutralized following the killing of two innocent Ambazonians where he desecrated their body, stepping on them. And we have seen the images of the parents of these boys, the mother of one in the mortuary, mourning inconsolably for the death and execution of his son by a B officer, Eweme John Eko, all in the name of putting terror in the hearts of our people. The verdict is in. Our people wants John Eweme Eko, the B officer who runs a special unit of La République du Cameroon Army, made up of 12 officers in number, that lives in his home in Boassa. They want him gone, and they want him gone right now. Before we get to that, fellow Ambazonians, we do not live in isolation. There are plenty of things where they happen around the world, and one of my job as your communicator now for bring all these things there for we, so that make we understand, say the independence will demand them now an international issue, and we need to be aware for which way they happen across the world. Another year say war it go on between Russia and Ukraine. For many ways more than one, the war between Russia and Ukraine it do dey the same like the one between La République du Cameroon and the one for Ambazonia. Because the state for Russia, at one point when they be na that USSR, the Soviet Union, where we be very big, all of them be na one country. It do dey the time way Ambazonia and La République du Cameroon, the part way it for Gabon, the part way it for Congo, and the part way it for Central African Republic. All the 5 territory them for the former German Cameroon where they be divide them will be all be na one country under Germany. Now so Ukraine and Russia them two they be there. As a matter of fact, it never be long way Ukraine is separate for Russia. Now for 1992 way Ukraine it be get the independence is separate finally from Russia. They become a sovereign state. They will be recognized as such. They will be admitted to the United Nations, and they be in charge of their sovereignty. For many people, then for Russia, Ukraine now one with Russia, now one an indivisible country. And even for the president for Russia, Vladimir Putin will be an intelligence officer for the KBG. He always talks say Ukraine no be true country. Say Ukraine no be that ever be independent before. Ukraine be a part for Russia, and Ukraine must one day can become Russia. So now the same story, where it don't reach for a place where Russia, it don't use now a force for say they must bring Ukraine back under them. No matter the politics, this is just a reality. But according to international law, the concept of sovereignty, now a concept where it be built, then build the international peace upon. That means make no country not violate sovereignty. And then get strict rule them for unite country. Like how we would always talk, say, will not be sign any treaty with La République. Where it means, say, will not get no union. There is no union between the two countries. This law then for sovereignty it be paramount for international peace. After the First World War and the Second World War, the United Nations it be based on the foundation for the respect of sovereignty. All countries are equal, irrespective of your power and your size. So the war between Russia and Ukraine now about this palaver, and at the same palaver we will face with La Republic. Where La Republic they ran wake up, change history, then talks Ambazonia, it be been a part of them. We'll be a one with them. They never even accept say we'll be separated when we'll be divided. The German Cameroon will be divided. So one day the lie say they be just give win again for Nigeria. I mean Nigeria they look them for we for some small time make them come back for we. No matter which we will talk, La Republic they need to change their talk. So now the same problem today, fellow Ambazonians, after this brutal war, as the talk say, if you do something where you do wrong, you go always use now the wrong way them, wrong method them. So as Russia, he decides say he want to attack Ukraine, the president for Russia, he talks to me, then carry plenty Ukraine children them, then send them now inside Russia because they don't want me look like genocide. How La Republic be encourage and facilitate Ambazonians IDP them, me then run enter for inside La Republic for proof for the war say no be genocide because when I know the fight war, there are people that the wrong can hide for their side, then some man talks in a genocide. In doing so, Russia transferred thousands of Ukrainian picking them for Russian family them. Today, fellow Ambazonians, the War International Criminal Court, it then put an arrest warrant against Vladimir Putin, the head of the Russian government, for transferring Russian picking them, Ukrainian picking them into Russia. There are issuing an arrest warrant. The Russian government, Russian Federation, is the second most powerful country in the whole world, and their president, in every look of things, is untouchable. For imagine such a tough person for being issued an arrest warrant. It is sure we say nobody is above the law and nobody is too strong. As a matter of fact, Russia not even be part of the membership of the International Criminal Court, the ICC. You get 123 member them, country them where they don't join the International Criminal Court. This international country them then get obligation for act on any arrest warrant where the International Criminal Court they issue them. That means they police them. If them catch you, they must send you for this court, make them put you for trial, and then make them put you for prison. And this court, they need to just issue their arrest warrant easily. We know say La Republic, if they approach this court also for try for see whether they fit issue international arrest warrant against Ambazonian activists and leaders who are abroad, but they were not successful. For you to get an international arrest warrant, you need to meet up the prosecutor, or you need to take your case as a state to the judges and magistrate of this International Criminal Court and prove for them without reasonable doubt, say the person who want me then charge them either indeed commit a criminal offense. Then the judge, no be a country, no be an individual, the issue international arrest warrant. Now a judge for the International Criminal Court, he issue the arrest warrant where he carry power. Now the arrest warrants where they don't issue them for Vladimir Putin. Some person go talk say Putin be too strong to be touched. Pobia indeed it be too strong to be touched. We remember a case for a sitting president where they be issuing arrest warrant. Omar Hussein Bashir, the former president of Sudan, who was one of the most strongest and most powerful president in Africa, supported by Saudi Arabia and all the Arab states. He has the most sophisticated military in Africa. But because of his crimes in southern Sudan, he was issued an international arrest warrant. Even South Africa could not arrest him. He famously came to South Africa and left the territory before prosecutors had the chance to push in for the execution of an international arrest warrant issued by the ICC. Today, Hussein al-Bashir is sitting in prison, arrested by his own people. The issuing of the arrest warrant against Vladimir Putin should indicate to the Ambazonian people that hope is alive, that Pobia will one day face justice, whether by the hands of the international communities or his own people. Justice is possible for Pobia for the crimes committed in Ambazonia. We don't need to look far to the case of Gaddafi, who was a good leader, but yet he committed a war crime when he shot down an aircraft. We all love him. We all love, including Russia, because for all the Western country, they too are not clean. The Americans have been interfering in the sovereign matters of other states, and they have their policy of spheres of influence, which the French do have. This is my sphere of influence that directly contradict the notion of state sovereignty. No matter what happens, Ambazonians should know that there is hope for justice, and the arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin proved to us that one day, Paul Biya's time will also run out. Where is Saddam Hussein? Love him or don't love him? There are war crimes he committed in Iran. There are war crimes he committed against his own people, burning down villages using chemical weapons against opposition areas in his own country. Saddam Hussein is history. Love or hate the Taliban, for all their strict Sharia law, there is no record of any war crime committed by the Taliban, and today they are back in power. What I'm simply saying to our people is that for all those who have committed war crimes like Paul Biya in Garbu, in Pinyin, in Kwakwa, the burning of Mamiapie, our people should know that justice may be slow, but justice will indeed come like a thief at night when we least see. Whether it's by the hands of the Bulu people or through his family members, I can guarantee Ambazonia that justice is alive and justice will one day be served. Fellow Ambazonians, for the issue of Moja Moja have never been a top priority in terms of military operation in Ambazonia. Yes, the leadership have ordered the arrest of Moja. I can assure our people that operations against Moja have been launched several times without any real success. And now the demand for increased action against Moja is strong, and I believe will be translated to military action. These are the facts about John Eweme Eko, the B officer called Moja. Moja, the Cameroon military officer, active duty, who is also a chief of a quarter. Bwassa is a quarter in the Atlantic state. It's not a village. And the village head, like many other village heads in the Atlantic state, have been transformed politically as traditional kingdoms. So we know for sure that the fact about this military officer of the B is that he's in active duty and he have a unit that lives with him. John Eweme Eko is living with 12 Cameroon military officers of the B. They live with him, they make videos with him, they protect him. All of them have armored, gun-proof protection gears, enough weaponry for a whole barracks. His so-called palace is a barracks of the Cameroon military that is being used not to target Ambazonian soldiers. Let me repeat, the military unit controlled by the B officer, John Eweme Eko, is not a unit being used to target Ambazonian fighters. They have never attempted, even when they have intelligence, to fight against Ambazonian soldiers. They are not meant to fight Ambazonian soldiers. It is a terror group meant to make terrorist actions. For what? To create the political environment for Cameroon enablers such as Barrister Moki Charles to be able to walk around the street. The video images made by the B officer, John Eweme, it is to put fear in the heart of our people so that they can allow people like Moki Charles to walk the street. That is the job of the Cameroon army, to bring terror on our people, to be so afraid that they cannot open their mouth and speak and object against the injustice that they suffer every day, and create that political space for the enablers who are in exile to return. If you look around the people who surround Barrister Charles Moki during his election, 97% of them were brought in by John Eweme Eko or Moja. They were his campaign staff, they were his protection staff, and they were his supporters. Even celebrating his victory, they were the ones that featured prominently to celebrate the victory of the elections. So what is victory for the group of John Eweme Eko? The victory is to put in place political leaders such as Moki Charles. The victory of La République du Cameroon is not to kill Ambazonian soldiers because they cannot. They are unable. La République du Cameroon know very well that they cannot defeat Ambazonian soldiers. They know they cannot win a war against a people that are determined and brave to fight for their freedom. It has never worked. They have been well advised, and their intention is not to fight against Ambazonian soldiers. That is why they focus their only attention and energy to use the fear factor through intimidation, killing of people that people can see, burning of people's villages, and doing what Officer John Eweme Eko have done, killing innocent civilians to put fear in their heart. It is pure terrorism tactics that Cameroon is using in Ambazonia. Our people should resist and should not give into fear. They should speak up their mind. They should stand up for justice. Their cause is just and right. Nobody should be intimidated to become an Ambazonian because you are an Ambazonian by birth, not by choice. Your identity can never be destroyed. You should hold on to your identity while we fight for our freedom. Moja Moja, Officer John Eweme Eko will be taken down for the crimes he has committed against our people. He has not fought against Ambazonian soldiers, so we cannot say that he is fighting against Ambazonian soldiers. He is fighting against Ambazonian people. He is targeting Ambazonian civilians. For all the thousands and millions of our people who have watched the videos of these young students who left their families to go and study for advanced studies in Boya and were killed and their body desecrated, the head of one of these young guys was trampled upon by Officer John Eko Eweme. We, the Ambazonian people, it is our primary responsibility to take this justice into our hands and make sure that justice is done for this family. We are the people that can do this for ourselves. We call on all youths in Fako, in Meme, to come together and put up a plan on how to eliminate this threat and terrorism of John Eweme Eko. While our forces will do their best and will put resources into this matter and this operation, every single Ambazonian who live around this man should know that he is a legitimate target. He is an imminent threat to our people and our existence. His murder and desecration of these two individuals needs your immediate action. Anybody who can neutralize this threat should contact us so that we can facilitate the process. Moja Moja needs to go, and he needs to go right now. God bless you all. Have a good week. Capo Daniel, looking out for you and signing off.